Man, what are we, a team? No, 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 we're a chemical mixture that makes chaos.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a book tag. I was tagged by Alan from Big Hard Books and Classics. So thanks Alan for tagging me. It's really cool that we're getting to know each other, and it's awesome that you tagged me. I appreciate that loads. So this is a tag that was invented by Bookends and Books, and it's a tag all based around the World Cup. So we are at the moment doing a book event that's linked to the World Cup, and we kind of pick a team, and well, we will randomly pick the team, and then we read something from an author from that country. So we're all in this pool of booktubers that are doing that. So this is partly why these people are getting tagged to do this World Cup themed book tag. And the idea is that you make up a team, your ideal team, based around authors that come from one country of your choice. It could be the country you come from, could be a country that means a lot to you, or you lived in for a long time, or maybe one you support, something like that. So I'm choosing England because I'm English and I've always lived there, and it seems to tick those boxes of which ones I should pick. So I'm picking English authors, but I'm also stretching it a little bit, so I'm picking English writers. So I thought that was fine, and then I remembered that the tag was called the Literary World Cup book tag, and one of them is not really from the literary world. They have written a biography, but they haven't written a lot of other stuff that you would call literature in that sense. But I'm going with it anyway because I quite like the choices. So this is about making up a team of 11 people that are your players for your team that are all authors from this country. And for me, it's England. So it's quite an interesting exercise. And when I was first tagged, I thought, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Don't know if it work. Don't know if it's going to be interesting. But actually, it's been quite fun making it up. So here we go. These are my choices. So in the goalkeeper for my England team is Graham Chapman. So Graham Chapman is the exception I was thinking of that's not necessarily writing literature. But if you don't know Graham Chapman, he's one of the most underrated members of the Monty Python team. Sadly, he died very young. He had struggles with alcoholism and stuff while he was around and while he was doing Life of Brian and Holy Grail and that kind of thing. But Graham Chapman is immensely funny. But most importantly, as far as being a goalie, if you've seen the sketch from the Flying Circus where he wrestles himself in the one-man wrestling match, you can see how agile he is and what a great goalkeeper he could be. So that's why I've picked Graham Chapman. For the defence, I'm going to have 4 people as the defence, and I've picked 4 classic English authors. So as you probably know, if you watch this channel, you know I read a lot of speculative fiction. So these are 4 classic English authors that write that kind of thing. So we're looking at Michael Moorcock, John Wyndham, Mary Shelley, and H.G. Wells. That is an awesome defence team. I'd love to know if they were interested in football, but those 4 are the defence team. And then in the midfield, I've got another 4 people in the midfield. And I thought what would be really nice, because I love it when you watch football matches, and I think the most exciting part of it is when they do some really cool passes to each other, and that idea of like a team having possession for ages, and they're like passing it back and forth, and it kind of like looks really cool. I love that sort of thing. And I think that might be more possible in the midfielder area of the pitch if the 4 authors knew each other or have worked with each other, or is there some connection to them? So I thought that was a nice way of defining my midfielders. So my midfielders are Neil Gaiman, Douglas Adams, Terry Pratchett, and Kim Newman. 4 people that have got connections to each other. So there we go. That's my midfielders. And then for the strikers, I've chosen 2 English writers. One's a dramatist and one's a writer. One's an author. So there's an author and a dramatist. 2 writers that pack a punch. If they're strikers, then the works that they write have got balls. They've got an attack. They've got vavoom, and they're likely to just from the work alone, they're likely to score. So we're talking about J.G. Ballard and Harold Pinter. If you don't know Harold Pinter's plays, the man was a genius, but also extremely intense and thought-provoking, sharp plays. Harold Pinter. So they're the two at the front, the strikers, J.G. Ballard and Harold Pinter. And then I just wanted to say that the coach for this team is going to be Lewis Carroll, because Lewis Carroll was hugely into mathematics. He liked puzzle solving. I think he can do some really cool formations and some decisions making. And what's the quote from? I was going to look it up. There's a quote from Alice in Wonderland that I thought he could have his motto for. That could be the motto for the team. Do something impossible every day before breakfast. I think that's what it is. So he could be inspiring his players by trying them to get them to do something impossible in the match. So there we are. There's my Literary World Cup book tag, my English writers and authors and dramatists and Monty Python members. Thanks a lot. Bye.